Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to another episode of For the Love of Drag. It's your girl, boy, it doesn't matter. Gender's a social construct anyway. Astala Vista.
And I'm Jimmy Boone.
And we are going to be your host asses with the most asses. Although today I really do have the least ass because I have no pads on.
You have a lot less ass than usual, that's for sure.
Yeah, so let's address
About
the
4 inches on each side.
issue at hand. Yeah, so we totally switched up today's episode. We had a full plan for what we were going to be recording today, but we actually just went on a little impromptu trip to Ptown, Provincetown, and we literally just got back. So while it was all fresh on our mind, we wanted to start a podcast about that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We put our other podcast episode aside. We'll do that another week. But today we wanted to tell you about our little adventure to Provincetown, Massachusetts.
So it was such a good time. If you're not familiar, it is in the Cape Cod region off the side of Massachusetts.
That
There's this
little
hook thing that I never really knew existed before about a week or two ago.
Can I be 100%? I am a horrible gay. You can cancel me for this one. I thought Provincetown was Providence, Rhode Island.
Yep.
Up until 3 days ago.
Yep.
So let's talk about why we went there as well.
Yeah, please.
So this was a very spur-of-the-moment trip, very last minute. When I told you we planned it within 12 hours.
Yeah, we had a crazy weekend last weekend.
We were traveling a lot, college gigs. We were just in Chicago, outside of Chicago.
Yep. And then Long Island. Stony Brook.
So yeah, we were traveling everywhere, and I was like, I want to travel and just do something really fun at the end of the summer. So let's take a little trip and see Varla Jean Merman. Now,
Yes.
if you don't know who Varla Jean Merman is, she is a drag queen who has been performing for literally 30 years. She's been around since RuPaul started. She's an icon and a legend in the drag industry, and she has a show right now called the Eras Tour, which is not a parody of the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, but her show incorporated Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour and then told you her journey of her career, Varla Jean Merman's
it
career.
was really cool. It was loosely based on it. She had a few of the costumes from the Eras Tour.
Incredible.
The Reputation one with the snake, the black bodysuit with the snake, and a couple of the other ones. But then she also made it the complete Varla Jean Merman show as well.
Yes, it was pretty much the errors of her life and her career, things that went wrong. It was absolutely incredible. But I love Taylor Swift and I love Varla Jean Merman, so I needed to see that show. So I was like, Jimmy, let's just take a little. We were going to actually take a day trip. It was going to be a one-day little trip. Bop up there, 7 hours, get a couple drinks, see the show, come home. And Jimmy's honestly, he's if we're driving 7 hours, let's do 2 nights.
Yeah.
So we decided to do 2 nights, and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we found the perfect little Airbnb that was actually on sale because it was so last minute. It was right off of...
Yeah, we got hundreds of dollars off, right?
It was a great little sale.
I will say I did not realize Provincetown is very, very expensive.
Very.
Insanely expensive. It's money up there.
It was a
honey.
$19 breakfast platter, the 2 eggs with bacon and a home fries thing was $19.
Yeah, she was pricey up there, but let's tell them everything about it. Where do we start?
I guess we can start. I was talking about the Airbnb. We can start about where we stayed. That was a very convenient location.
Well, we got to check in an hour and a half early.
Yes,
They're very sweet.
You gotta love
that.
the Airbnb, the runners over there. But we stayed. It was a block off of. Was it Commercial Street? Was the name of the main
Commercial Street was
there?
the big strip.
Yep. So we were basically on one end. You start at one end. You can walk to the other. We were a block off of that, which was perfect for us. We were very conveniently located, but not to where it was still loud and noisy when we wanted to go to bed.
Literally a block away. So when the party was done or when the party was going on, there was no music where we were at. It was chill. You could take a nap, which we did because we're all ladies.
We need a nap every once in a while. But right at the start of our street was the bar, hotel, pool area called Boat Slip.
Boat Slip is the iconic tea dance during the summer. It is every single day from 4 to 7 p.m. There's a different theme every single night. It repeats Monday through Sunday, but people dress up for it. I'd say at about 5:30, halfway through, is when it really, really starts to get crowded.
The gays fashionably late.
We're fashionably late. The first day we were there early, and we're oh my god, this is this is a little lame.
We were
nobody's here.
It was a Tuesday or whatever.
And then 5 o'clock rolled around. We're oh, okay, I get it. So it starts really at 5 o'clock. Absolutely incredible. Had such a good time. There's an iconic rum punch you have to get there. We were told about it beforehand, and you have to get it because it was delicious. 3 kinds of rum, topped with the 151.
So they do a clear rum and then a dark rum. They pour the glass halfway full with that because it's a gay bar and everything's a double.
Everything's
not
a
triple. And then they did, I think it was pineapple juice and orange juice, equal parts of that, a little bit of grenadine, and then they shook it up real quick, put the straw in, and then that was the cool part. They took the bottle of 151 and they pour a full shot of 151. I watched them, and it goes straight down the straw right into the cocktail. So it kind of blends itself, and it makes for an interesting show.
Yes, so that was amazing. That is where we started our trip. We got I think 2.5.
2.5
there,
the first night.
Because I was reading online about the place and everybody says do not go for the third rum punch. That
It's
is
tempting though, bitch.
They're
It's
like, that is
tempting.
when you make a mistake. So we're like, all right, let's just do 2.5. So we did 2.5 rum punches. We also had, I think, 2 shots beforehand. Jimmy's mom got us these little like pussycat shots.
Like pre-made little things.
Love you, Mom. I know you're listening. We didn't like them the best, but
They weren't
thank you
the
for
best.
getting
They were a little
us.
sour.
They were a little sour, but thank you very much for getting them for us.
Yeah.
So we had them. We had a couple drinks in us, and then I believe right after that, we left the tea dance a little bit early, right?
Yep.
I think that finished at 7. We probably left at like 6 o'clock.
Yep. I think to go get dinner at that point in time because our show was 8:30 or something like that. And we wanted to make sure that we had time.
I forgot when we first did go there, we went to that canteen place and got food too. I got a
Oh,
lobster
yes,
roll.
it's right on the water there. Yep,
right on the water.
yep.
I got a lobster roll. We had to do the tourist thing, so I got a lobster roll. He's allergic, so he didn't get a lobster roll because if he did get a lobster roll, that would have ended the vacation right there.
I had a delicious burger though.
You did get a really good burger.
It was really good.
But yeah, so we got the food, then we went to the boat slip, and then after that, we got dinner at this little place called, I think, Botagra?
Something like that.
But Boo, I'm not going to say it right. I'm so sorry. I wish I can give you the proper shout out right now. But the food was incredible. I don't remember what I got, but I remember it was really good.
I had short rib. I think you had some kind of fish.
I got halibut. I
For the
thought I was
halibut.
that
Yeah.
girl.
Yep.
It was like market price. I didn't even have a price next to it. I thought it was fancy. Okay, so I got halibut. Food was amazing. Gays everywhere. I mean,
Everywhere.
we are in Ptown. Plain Jane was eating
Oh,
over
that's what I was
there,
gonna say, like,
right?
Plain Jane and her entourage were sitting 2 tables from us, and it was very interesting because it's a very drag-centric, drag-focused town, but it didn't seem like anybody even gave a shit or even maybe even knew who she was necessarily.
Oh, I mean, there's just so much gay going on. You know what I mean? It's not like there's one thing. There's drag shows everywhere.
I just remember.
Let's even like talk about Commercial Street and what that is too, because like I did not know how queer it was. Even the town of Provincetown.
Yeah,
like I had
yeah.
to look into it a little bit and see. Like apparently back in the day, it was a little artsy town in the 20s, and then eventually more queer people started coming throughout the 40s, and then the 70s. It really started getting queer.
Oh, fun. I
Drag
didn't know the
shows
history.
started in the 40s. Yeah, there's a lot more to it, but that street is like. We can actually talk about the little fight we've seen. It is the queerest, most Democrat-friendly place you could ever imagine. Like, I understand why queer people flock there. When I tell you, you walk out and you just feel like you were in like queer Hollywood. It was amazing.
Yeah, for example, if you've ever been to the New Jersey Shore, pretty much any one of them, you walk down the boardwalk and you see those like tacky T-shirt shops, and you either see like one of 2 things, like a whole wall of Trump shirts or some kind of Trump supporting shirt, or the like gay shirts that's like, I'm not gay, but I'll do anything
But
for a $20.
$20 is $20. Yeah.
So, like,
and
that
like
was the-
one Biden or Kamala shirt,
Yeah,
like something
in the
like
corner,
that. That'd
like
be it.
dusty. But
We just
take
actually
that-
went to Seaside, and
I
it was
was like-
there was Trumpville. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane.
exhausting.
So
But like take that and make it the complete opposite of that. And like there was the one store we went past, I forget what kind of store it was, but there was a like handwritten sign, huge sign that the person wrote, like, I had an abortion 40 something years ago and I'm still grateful
I'm
to this day.
grateful. Yep.
And
And that was
then
like outside of their business.
some kind of
they were
store,
like,
yeah.
"Yep."
and then there was all of the
T-shirt
Kamala
shop we went
signs.
in where the Trump guy, I guess.
Oh.
Now, I don't know. I knew Provincetown was a gay place. Maybe this guy did not. He was there with his family, but he got into a fight with the cashier at this place about why they didn't have Trump merch and only like Democratic merch, because that's all it was everywhere. And I
They
didn't-
had like the cat lady shirts and everything like that. All the
we only
Kamala
caught
shirts.
the tail end
Yep.
of it, but the cashiers were very, very common. It ended with him saying, I believe, go fuck yourself
Go
or
fuck yourself.
something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, basically, it was like one of those shops, where you can get any kind of T-shirt you want to print,
Yeah.
and they have all the designs on the walls. And I think he went up to them and basically was like, "Do you guys have a Trump shirt or whatever?" Because he saw all the other places.
Yep.
And then I think they even said something to the effect on the way out, like, "Oh, you're in the wrong town for that, buddy." And then I also remember we were walking down this street at one point in time, and it's a street that you can legally drive down. We almost did for a second, but it's
You don't want to,
terrifying.
but
And it's mostly a pedestrian street. And as we were walking, one of the drag queens was in the street promoting her show, and somebody was like driving down, honking at people that were in the middle of the street. And she was like, "Calm the fuck down! You're in Ptown."
Yes, and she was dressed as Miranda Priestley too, because they were doing that Devil Wears Payless
Devil Wears
show.
Payless, yes. We didn't get to see that one, but I think that one looked incredible.
Yes. Okay, so anyway, back to our trip. So we went to boat slip. That was amazing. Then we went to dinner after that. Dinner was great. I believe we went back to the hotel or the Airbnb, freshened up
up a
for
little bit.
just a little
Yep,
moment. And then we went back out, and that was time to see our show. So we pretty much got a drink, I believe, first really quickly, and then hopped in line to see our show. We were VIP, so we wanted to be there early, make sure we were good. Seats were incredible. They pretty much let you in first and let you pick wherever you want to sit. We were, I think, second in line, so we sat in the first row first, and we're a little too close. So we moved back one row. The venue was great. They had waiters that were getting your drinks for you.
They kind of had the stage and stuff set up like a mini Eras tour too, where it was like the screens in the back and then the runway moment, and then she would come out the whole time.
Yep.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was great setup. Apparently, she was talking, making jokes in the show. It's like a multi-purpose room. It turns into a gym the next day. She's like, no, I'm not even kidding around.
Yep.
So they use it for a bunch of things, but the way they set it up for the show was incredible. The name of that venue was Crown and Anchor, I believe.
There's a couple different like showrooms and venues within the plaza that is Crown and Anchor, but I think that she had the biggest like cabaret.
Yes, this show has been sold out almost every single night, Tuesday through Friday. We've
like
seen
June
the
or
show.
July.
Like I said, it was incredible. Set it up just like the Eras tour in the beginning, or the Eras tour. Now I'm getting confused. The Eras tour in the beginning, where Taylor Swift plays "Applause First" by Lady Gaga, and then has the clock with the like countdown. Did the whole thing. Came out. Did "Are You Ready for It?" Hilarious.
And had the pianist that was the live vocalist who did the Miss Americana song.
Yeah, it was Broadway production level. It was absolutely incredible. So we've seen that show. I don't want to give away too much, but you can definitely like check her out on Instagram because she's touring the show, and I highly recommend seeing it. But after we got out of there, we were ready to party it up a little bit. I think it was like 9:30ish, right?
It was 9:53 when we were walking out of the venue.
9:53. Yep. So we had a couple options. Like we said, it is a gay mecca. There is a lot going on every night of the week. I mean, there's a Wednesday afternoon drag show at 1 and 3. There's this, there's that, there's everything. But we wanted to go to the A House, which is one of the older gay bars there. It is, I believe, one of the first that was there. That's a big thing. So we went there for their Tuesday night dance party. I think they have different themes every single night. Tuesday, I think, was like the basic generic one. I think Wednesday is like ass night or something. I don't know. They had a little something for every night. But we went on Tuesday. We got there a little too early, 10 o'clock.
We always do that, though.
I know. But it was a perfect time for us to get a couple drinks in us first. So got a couple drinks in us. Probably stayed there until like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Got a little crazy on the dance floor.
I think they closed at 1. I think we were out a little after 12. Because we wanted to go to that the pizza place afterwards.
We did want to go to the pizza place.
The thing that was cute was that the bar had that like backyard area kind of thing that was like completely enclosed, but it was like a backyard. You were fully outside.
Yep, you can
was
smoke.
Like, so that was cool. One thing we haven't talked about yet was in Massachusetts, marijuana is legal.
Yes.
So we were able to stop at a few dispensaries.
We'll talk about the dispensaries in a little bit.
But that was one of our bummers of that night. We ended up getting a little sampler pack of some pre-rolls.
Oh, it was the cutest little thing. Not a sampler. What's a flight? They called it. A flight. It was a joint flight. It was like a little. The first one was a like daytime high, a chill one. The second one was the, like before you go out one, and the third one was the bed one.
Yep.
And we did it in order. We smoked the first one earlier in the day, the second one before we went out, and the third one we were planning on doing when we got home. But unfortunately,
I think
we dropped it on the dance floor.
I think we were twerking too hard.
We were getting a little too. we were throwing ass, and it got crazy.
Stop it, Angela from Big Brother.
But A House was amazing. We had so much fun.
Such a good time. Great drinks, great music, everything. Like I said, I love the indoor-outdoor concept. You could come and go as you please. Because sometimes you have to like go out front of a venue and like go through the line again or whatever. I'm like,
but on a Tuesday too, let's talk about how crazy busy it was.
By like
it was
11 o'clock, it was like
dance floor,
like a Saturday night on like a busy weekend in Philly.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So I think after that we didn't close the place down by any means.
No, we did not.
But
we wanted to get that pizza in.
Yep.
So we heard there was like one place that is in Provincetown that's open like after 1 a.m. where everybody goes to get food, and it's Spiritus Pizza.
Spiritus Pizza.
And let me tell you, they are so simple. They're so easy. Exactly what you need when you need drunk food. 3 options for pizza. You can either get white, cheese, or pepperoni, and that is that. And they literally, what do you want? Bing, bang, boom. In and out. We got our 3 slices.
It was great pizza, too.
It was great pizza. We ate them. We went to bed, and I think we did so good on hydrating that day. We didn't even wake up with a hangover.
No, I was great.
And we were great.
So we should talk about our alcoholism a little bit. When we have we call them meatball days, if you're familiar with Jersey Shore. So when we drink like that, you typically we can both hang for the entire night. We're both good. I can hang the entire night.
He can hang. I can hang.
So what that means is that we can both hang out the entire night, but once we go to bed, at some point during the night, I don't know what the fuck happens to me, but I just become literally another person and I start dying. I don't know what happened.
Sad.
But luckily this time around, I think, like you said, we hydrated, we ate well enough, and
Took our vitamins.
We did do our vitamins, our
we
little
did everything.
hydration packets, all those little things.
We took a little vegetable packet. That's what we
that
did.
little cellulose
with spirulina,
thing.
and
Spirulina.
shit.
Yep.
Okay,
We were good. We were good.
gave our body all the good stuff.
were
We're like,
good.
look,
We were
body,
good.
we love you. Alcohol. Okay, but it worked.
It was great, and like you said, then we woke up the following morning. We had a lovely breakfast.
A little breakfast
What the hell was the name of that?
on
Something
the bay? Is it a
Cafe on the
It's a
Bay or
the
something
bay,
like
right? Yeah,
that.
Cafe on the Bay.
That was really good. I had, I think it was my first time ever having a Portuguese muffin. So basically it was a egg and cheese sandwich, but it was on this like buttery brioche kind of thing, but it was real dense, and it was literally the perfect bread to absorb whatever leftover liquor was in there. What did you end up having?
I got egg whites with gluten-free toast.
Oh, the fag breakfast?
I did. I paid $3 extra for my gluten-free toast because the
And your
gluten
egg
hurts
whites.
my belly. I'm the worst.
We were very good. We didn't drink during breakfast. We thought about it, but we were like,
No,
you know
we're like,
what?
let's save it.
Because one thing that we did notice was like the party in Ptown starts at that like 5 o'clock.
4:30, 5 o'clock
Yep.
is when you're getting your first drink.
So I think we started a little too early the day before, but we were still able to hang. And then, from there, that's when we started to really explore the dispensaries. When we first got there, we did go to
Tour de la Dispensary.
I was like, went to the one to just grab the necessities for the day.
So what would you say Commercial Street is? Half a mile?
Yeah.
I'm bad at judging.
I'd say that's about right. Yeah,
like about half a mile.
It was
in
a
this
good
half
like
a mile strip.
10-minute walk or so. Yeah.
Well, in this half mile strip, there's 3 dispensaries.
We didn't go to the
Four
one
dispensaries.
because we have one in New Jersey.
Wait,
New
there's
Jersey.
4?
Cureleaf. We didn't go to that one.
We went to 3.
So we went to Haven.
Okay.
We went to Be Well. We went to the first one that we went to that I don't remember the name of, and then there was a Cureleaf.
Okay. Well,
the one that I don't remember the name of is the best rated one. So sorry, I don't remember the name of it.
was this the veteran lesbian owned one?
I think that was Be Well.
Okay.
Was the lesbian veteran.
That was the one with the snacks?
That was the one with the snacks for sure.
All right, well, let's talk about
talk
the snacks. Okay, so in Jersey, it is legal here.
Yes.
But the edibles and that stuff are just a little more basic here, just like gummies,
We still have the like medicinal stuff.
We don't have it. It's very
don't have the
medicinal
fun
feeling.
stuff.
So we've been to Vegas before. We've been to California, and we've seen that there's
And
pretty-
Massachusetts once.
Massachusetts. We have been to Massachusetts. There's fun edibles out there. One time I got a vegan chocolate bar. I
Yep.
was so happy about that. But for the most part, we haven't really seen anything too crazy yet. In Massachusetts, we finally got our first dose of like, oh, they're getting fun with their edibles. So the first thing that I seen was on the menu. It came in this bag. It was a vegan ice cream infused with THC. They sent it out in this little bag so you can keep it cool. Absolutely
They
incredible.
had 4 different flavors.
4 different flavors, vegan and non-vegan. Then they also had brownie bites. Like you remember those little like Entenmann's little bites? They had those that were infused. This is where it literally took the cake, all puns intended. They had different flavored cake mixes for birthdays that were infused with 250 milligrams of THC that you could literally make your friend's birthday cake a weed cake.
Move over, Betty Crocker.
Move over, Betty Crocker, okay? That was one of the highlights of my trip. I have not seen fun edibles like that yet, so we did not buy them, not specifically, mostly because we do not have an oven right now, so I wouldn't be able to bake the cake. But we are going back to Ptown, and we are buying
going.
the hell out of that once our kitchen is finally done.
No, I remember too. I don't want to say we're like pessimistic or whatever. We are fortunate enough to get to like travel a lot of places, and a lot of times people hype up certain places before we get to go there.
Key West was an example.
Key West was
They
a
were telling
prime
us it was a
example.
lot gayer than Key. I thought Key West was going to be what Provincetown was.
100%. And it definitely has gay representation more so than a lot of other like beachy, shorey towns or whatever. But in my opinion, what the gayness of Key West is the fact that there's that like one corner that has like the 3 or 4 drag bars that have a drag show almost at every point during the day to some capacity.
Yep.
Like you can go to a drag show almost at any point in time. But the rest of the street felt like Seaside Heights with Trump shit and whatever else.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Key West was just a little bit more. There was gay things for tourists to do, but it wasn't a gay mecca. Like if you were a gay tourist, or if you were a tourist and like, I want to see a drag show, they had that there for you. But it wasn't like Provincetown where there was literally just thousands of gay people everywhere. And the other thing about Key West, obviously, is they don't have dispensaries because Florida does not have legal weed. So that's one other thing we
Florida
could add to the
doesn't
list
have
there.
legal much of anything
No,
anymore.
I mean, we're not legal there. So
literally.
But anyway, back to the dispensaries. So Jimmy got these double-baked
They're like little chocolate candy mint
chocolate
kind of
candy
things.
mints that they are absolutely incredible. I don't know how many grams each one was, like 5 milligrams or
Something to that
something.
effect.
So
Would you
not the
like one?
most, but yeah, absolutely, I'd love one.
Excuse
Also,
us.
that ice cream we were talking about too, I need to give them a shout out. The brand was Betty's Eddies, like Betty's Edibles. Wow, like top tier for me.
They're these precious little Mento-looking things. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much. 5 milligrams. I'm going to be gone.
Bye,
Cheers.
kids.
All right, so
ASMR.
my teeth will be brown for the rest of this. So
Just the
my
molars.
apologies to all of my visual viewers. All right, so we went to our dispensaries. We lived, we laughed, we got high. I mean, we got some pre-rolls that had the
Dusty
dusty
stuff on the
shit
end.
on it. We
Infused.
weren't playing games. We had a great
Infused.
time there. Absolutely lived for that.
Did we get any drinky things? No, we didn't, right? They did have some cute drink things, like little things you could add to like a seltzer or like a little like flavor mixture kind of thing, but I don't think we got any of those.
No,
this
we didn't
time.
do anything like that. So what other little things did we do on that trip? I'm trying to think.
One thing that we didn't do that I was not bummed that we didn't do, but I would love to do next time, there is some kind of monument. I don't exactly know. It was like a lighthouse,
Yes,
really
yes,
tall
yes.
castle-looking thing. I think they called it like the Pilgrim Monument or
The
something.
Pilgrim Monument, possibly. We might be wrong. But it was something pilgrim related. I do remember that. We did not get to do that, unfortunately. There was a museum right there. I think it was like $20 admission for both, but
Yeah.
we were focused on partying this time. So maybe
Yep.
next time if we go for a little bit longer, we'll do some more historical things. I know
We
there's
did
some
get
history.
a cute walk along the beach. The shell game was fire there.
Shell game was fire. Snail shells everywhere.
Snail shells everywhere. And the, what is it,
okay?
mussels? The little, or no. What's Ariel's boobs?
Clams.
Clam shells.
Clams.
Yep,
There was
they
clam
were
shells.
everywhere.
There was
Yep.
little mussels too. The name of the gym there, it was called Mussel Beach, but spelled like mussels in the ocean. I thought that was adorable.
That's clever. That's clever. That's clever.
Also, I got my Varla Jean bracelets from her show too. I just heard them clacking.
Oh,
It
yeah.
reminded me. So one thing I really loved about her show, just to like top it off for me as a cat lady, she also has a friendship bracelet stand right outside of the show, right afterwards, and all of the proceeds from these bracelets go directly to the animal shelter that is right on Provincetown.
Yep.
So I got Varla Jean, the Errors Tour, Cat Lady, and then another Varla Jean one. She also had a Dick Doc one for anybody who wanted to get a Dick Doc bracelet as well. So she knows how to appeal to all of her audiences.
So she was very smart. I was not expecting there to be like a little meet and greet moment at the end. Of she came out part of her. I guess I don't know if she's as big into like if she's like a dog lady, like you're a cat lady in drag, so to speak. But she does seem to be very passionate about her dog. and
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
she had her dog in the show.
She
at the
brought her
end.
dog out for the meet and greet and everything like that. And it was very refreshing seeing a drag veteran like that who was just willing to meet the people that came to our show and everything like that. I was not expecting to see that given the like formal setup of the show. And then as we were leaving, we're like, oh my God, she's right there.
No, with what a show that was, she could have just totally done her bows, done her thank yous, and you
It felt
never
like
seen her
very
again. And that
Broadway.
would
It felt
like
like-
like you. She felt like such a star. She didn't need to come back out. So the fact that she came back out and was taking photos was just like cherry on top as well. So anyway, back to night two. Night two was pretty much a repeat of night one. We almost did the exact same thing. We dressed a little more for the theme for boat slip. Jimmy, it was pink theme. It was on Wednesdays. We were pink. Jimmy has pink hair. We have a whole Ken look for him, so we popped that on him. He looked chef's kiss. I will say right now, you can have it on the record for that Wednesday at least. He was the pinkest, most themed one there.
I agree. Thank you.
You were.
I tried.
You were that girl.
There were a couple people that were about to give me a run.
Oh, there were some goodies there. There was some good, but like you were pink head to toe. You slayed the game.
We got the photo with the Barbies.
We do have the photos with the two Barbies, which
Evan,
Evan
remind me.
will definitely put up on screen, and we'll put up our Varla photos as well, all that fun stuff. We'll put up some photos throughout this video. But after we did boat slip, I believe that was the day that we took a nap. Was that before or after?
So
We did get a little nap bed in.
We took a nap before boat slip. So we went to breakfast.
Yep.
We basically like absorbed whatever was ever left in our stomachs, and then I think we
Napped it up.
I think we did the lap on the beach, and then we took a nap.
Yep, napped it up, boat slip. Then we went to get dinner.
Then we got dinner.
That was when we went to the Pilgrim. The Mayflower.
Mayflower.
The Mayflower.
We had the best little waitress.
Sweetest waitress ever. Absolutely incredible. I got another lobster roll because I felt like that's what you were supposed to do. Really, really good. I think I really, really like them. They're just really expensive and they're not in my budget all the time. They get you for like $30 every one.
I know you
But
enjoyed
when
it.
in Rome, I had to do what I had to do.
I like it. Was that a chicken parm sandwich? Was that there?
That was the chicken parm sandwich.
Oh,
Yep,
that was
you got a
great.
chicken
That
parm
was
sandwich
great.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
cute.
fire.
It was in 1929 the restaurant was built, so it's almost like 100 years old. Really, really cute. Had to do that.
It was like wooden diner vibes, very cute.
And then that was the night that we went to see the one, the only Miss Richfield, 1981.
Oh, it was incredible.
Who is another icon, another legend in the drag world. I believe she's been doing a show down there in Provincetown for years upon years upon years upon years. She does the parades there, everything. She's like a staple. Seeing her show, absolutely incredible. Hers is the 9:00 show, so it gets a little crazier. She says some off-color things that may not be for the faint of heart. Let me tell you, it was amazing.
But the entire room was living for every
oh my god, the
moment
entire room, like it was what the audience wanted.
She's
it was
like a campy goddess.
a campy goddess. Hilarious, just ridiculous and hilarious. Her first costume was a pack of bologna.
Yep.
I don't even know how to describe it. Just go see the show. It's called Phony Baloney. But we had a blast there. Got out of there at about 10:30. Yep. And that was when we were debating. We're like, all right, what do we do next? What's next for us? Are we going to go to A House again? Are we ready to like party it up like that? Or do we want to be classy gays and go to see some show tunes? So we went to if you've ever been to Philadelphia, there's a thing called Show Tune Sunday every Sunday. They pretty much have an exact replica of that in Provincetown on Sundays and Wednesdays at the bar. I think was called...
It was in the Crown and Anchor place.
We seen
like
the
a
show
video
at the
bar.
Pilgrim House. So, yes, the thing that we're talking about was a wave bar, right? It was at Wave Bar at the Crown and Anchor. Yeah, look at me throwing names. I think I'm right on that one, though. So we went there, and when I tell you, I felt like the worst gay ever. We had so much fun. Let me start there.
Okay, so when we go to the one in Philly, it is definitely like you don't have to have a BFA in theater to know what the hell is going on.
They are catering, let's say right now, Provincetown is an older gay clientele. Maybe on the weekends or during like Carnival week, maybe it's a little bit younger. I don't know. We went there on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and we were the youngest pretty much in most places.
Yep.
So it definitely caters to an older clientele. We went to the Show Tunes Wednesday, and the songs also catered to an older clientele.
And just a very specific clientele.
It was the good gays. It was the good theater gays. It appealed to the 40-plus theater gays that knew all the shit.
If we were there for 15 songs, we knew 3 of them.
If we were lucky. So we definitely need to do our research there a little bit more. We need to do our theater research a little bit better because we did not know the songs there, but we still had a blast. We sung along to our 2 that we knew and got a couple more drinks in us.
And then I think from there...
Well, that was when we decided. We were like, do we want to be crazy? It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock now. Do we want to go out to A House or do we want to be grandmas? And you know that we decided to be grandmas. Yeah. And we got some more pizza. Did an exact repeat of the order before. 2 cheese, 1... What was the name of that one?
Greek,
2 cheese, 1 Greek. Went home, ate our pizza, ate our weed-infused ice cream, which I just want to tell you one more time. Not only was it marijuana-infused ice cream, it was delicious. Would you say top 3 ice creams you've ever had?
It was more of like a gelato.
It was like a gelato.
That like rich, like...
Incredible. So we had that. Tried to put on Big Brother because there was a new episode of Big Brother. And we were
2
Big Brother
episode.
stands. We're going to have to do it for the love of Big Brother soon, okay? Yeah, soon.
Then Chelly, you're coming back.
Yeah, but we ate our ice cream. We tried to watch a little bit of Big Brother, but we ended up falling right the hell to sleep.
The ice cream did us in.
We
also had one of the infused pre-rolls.
Had a little infused moment too, and we zonked out. Woke up the next day still feeling pretty good for as much as we drank the day before.
We were up by like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
8:30, 9 o'clock. Packed up, got out of there, drove on home. Our 7.5-hour drive home, which it really isn't that bad.
No.
So the reason we drove too, we were doing the math. Whether we flew or if we drove, it was going to be pretty much at the exact same time. Yeah. When I say the time, that means like getting to the airport, doing the thing. Then from Boston, once you get to the airport, you either have to drive 2.5 hours to Provincetown or take a ferry over, coordinate that. We're like, let's just drive. So we rented a car. We had like a free day because we rent a lot of cars with colleges. So we used our little free day, got a little discount, and had one of the best times on a mini trip that we've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do a lot of mini trips because our schedule is crazy. We've done Vegas once for 12 hours. So
yeah, no, it wasn't even that, bitch. We got to Vegas at 11 p.m. and left at 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was insane. But we do like mini trips like this, and I will say this was possibly the most fun I've had on a mini trip ever.
Yeah, I think it's because it exceeded the expectations.
It exceeded the
We did
expectation.
Nashville a couple months ago.
Oh, Nashville is nasty.
Nashville was also great. I went in a little skeptical because I'm not the biggest fan of country music. music.
36 drinks within 48 hours later, nobody was skeptical anymore.
We woke up.
We're going to have to do a whole Nashville one at one point, because let me tell you, that was the first time. It was like The Hangover. Literally, we here at 11 a.m., like knocking on the door.
No, it was like
on our
11:20.
hotel room,
We were supposed to check out at 11.
and we just woke up and we're like, where are we? And then we
And
just
I
had
said, babe, I think we're late.
Yeah,
it was
and
like Home Alone.
it was like, we did it again! I got into a fight with a woman that New Hampshire was a state, that it wasn't a state, okay?
At the bull riding place.
At the bull riding place, I was not believing her. I was like, that is a town. I was like, anyway, Nashville was a great time too, but this was probably the best time on a mini trip I've ever had. We're going to have to do like a week one time, like Carnival Week. We came right after Carnival Week, which is when everybody dresses crazy. It looks like a great time. So next time we'll have to do something like that. Really plan it out, do a little bit longer of a trip, see a couple more drag shows. That is the highlight of my time.
We haven't touched on that enough. Like, the drag shows there are on like a different level than I think is something that at least we're accustomed to on a regular basis.
The quality is next level.
Yeah.
They are one-woman shows that are, well, a lot of them are. Some are more than one-woman shows. But the quality is at like right below Broadway level. It is incredible. They are appealing to a clientele with a little bit more money, like we said. You know what I mean? They got the older gays out there, so they really got to bring it.
Yeah, the tickets were anywhere from $30 to $60, depending on where you were.
$35, $36 to $60+. So like they're charging you for it, but then they're also giving you a fierce drag show. Now, we only seen two very different shows, I will say as well. And I think if I went next time for like 5 days, I would see more than 5 drag shows. I would see some like 2 a night, like a 7 and a 9 o'clock. That and the dispensaries were the highlight of the trip for me.
Yeah, I think it was cool that we got to see like the one woman show concept, but I also want to see what like a Ptown casted show is, where there's more than one person. Is it a little more similar to kind of the stuff that we do, or is it more like these theatrical things that kind of like they press play and for that hour is kind of like
like the Beyonce show? We really wanted to see that. It just didn't work with our schedule since we had 38 hours there. But the Beyonce show we really wanted to see. I wonder if that would be a song after song. Would that be like telling you the story of Beyonce's career?
Yeah, and then there was the Drag Race alum that had shows there. Tammy Brown has like a one woman show, but then there's also some of the newer cast members that have like a weekend where they have like a little show. So what is that? Is that just like, I think with Plain Jane was one of them. Is that just going to be like her speaking, then doing a number, her speaking, doing a number? Does she have a whole show concept? Like, what are those? We were kind of talking about that. Like, as you said, it's a older clientele there, so like obviously as a clientele gets older, you have to figure out like how you're going to maintain this for like centuries.
Bringing a Plain Jane is a great idea, especially on Labor Day weekend, because that is going to sell tickets to the younger crowd. So like, I don't believe that Plain Jane show is going to be this like one woman produced show from start to finish. I don't think that's like the point of what it's supposed to be. I think this one is supposed to appeal a little bit to a younger crowd, be a little more fun, upbeat, maybe have a special guest from town, but that's, I think, how they're going to be able to maintain Provincetown and keep it to the next generation, because the drag that we seen, I love. That is the kind of drag I am here for. That campy,
that's like
that
what inspired
old school
you.
drag. That is what I live for. But I can understand that some people have been introduced to a world of drag that is just like shablam, 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 whoopsh, and that is not what every single show there is. So they do want to also have that kind of show to appeal to a younger audience. And I think they do a great job of having that balance.
No, I feel like there's probably a good 40 shows a day easy there, right?
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Right,
And not just drag too. There's also other queer comedy shows, variety shows. There's an Elton John Undressed, a live
the
singing
person
show.
that was the pianist and singer in the beginning of the Errors Tour, Varla Jean's show, had a show the following night where he did full Elton John thing, and then the night after that, I think it was like a Donna Summer show or a disco show or something.
The Wednesday 1 o'clock show, the 3 o'clock show, the Wednesday drag karaoke at night, the Wednesday trivia here. You're not kidding about like 30 to 40 shows. And there is literally a joke that we've heard before we even went there, that like the drag queens will be out on the street harassing you to try to get you into their shows. They call it barking, because there's so many options for people and they're trying to sell their last minute tickets to get in. And it is so true. They really were. Here's a flyer. Here's what, come to my show tonight. Blah, blah, blah. And hey, I live for the hustle. I get it.
Moments right here.
Yeah.
We got these
we have so many more
drag
than that
queens
too.
in the
Just bam,
streets.
bam, 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 bam. Also, this is the, I had to bring this out too, the Provincetown magazine. The theme of the Carnival week was Renaissance, and this was the cover, or Renaissance and Revolution, and this is the cover. They have somebody, I guess, from the Renaissance painting our future president over here. So I live for that. That tells you right off the bat what kind of town you are in.
It was great. There was signs and representation everywhere. It was the first place, like you were saying, we were comfortable to hold hands. Like, beyond that factor, it felt like the one place, like if anybody was like fag down the street, like the entire street would have like jumped to that person.
Yeah, like it wouldn't happen
No.
there. Like it wouldn't
Well,
happen.
I didn't think the Trump thing would happen, but then that guy
Also,
was.
that you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But it did feel like you were just tucked away in this safe gay bubble in the best way possible.
Yeah. It would be. It was. I can say it's a place that is very inspiring. We bring drag to a lot of places that aren't familiar with queer culture, queer anything, so we're breaking down some barriers there, and we have to deal with a lot of stupidity and bullshit and hate and this, that, or the other thing. So it was just nice to be able to go to a place where it was like, we didn't have to like educate anybody, and it was just
100%.
like,
I mean,
we almost felt like the like outside. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that even makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we keep it real. It is exhausting to have to constantly deal with the amount of hate you get bringing drag to straight venues and bringing drag to people that have never seen it. There is a lot of love there as well, but a lot of the time you just get hate and comments online where people are nasty for no reason. So to be in a place that was just so drag, queer, LGBTQ plus positive everywhere you turned, it just let you turn off that little like guard meter you have a little bit and just like turn it down. And it was
I was able to like
lovely.
smile at strangers walking by.
Very
I'm usually, like,
very that.
It felt like we were in a place, although it was like the decor or whatever, the architecture was a little more like old school or
beachy.
historic. It felt like we were a place like 40 years in the future.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, look at you.
Look at me.
And that's the mantra of the day by Jimmy Boone, everybody.
But beyond that, I don't know. I'm excited.
We will be going back.
I was like, I'm excited to explore Ptown more. Like I said, I definitely want to do.
We will be getting that cake mix when we have an oven.
There was a lot of things that we did not explore at the dispensaries that we could have.
Yes.
For sure. They had. I don't even think we picked one up, but the one place that we went to, I think it was the veteran place. I was talking about the drink mixes. They had little recipe cards for different like cocktails that you could make, including that little drink mix thing.
The future
we're
of
trying
weed
to
is going
kill
to be so
us.
good. It's going to be so good.
So good. So we just need Jersey to catch up a little bit. I did
getting
save
it.
some of the packages. I told you I'm going to bring it to our local dispensary
Yes.
here and be like, can you guys get this?
So we may or may not be one of the top contenders at our local dispensary. They know us by name.
I was
now.
like, I don't have to say my name anymore. I legally have to still give my ID, but I don't have to say my name. What was I just going to say? Oh, the sampler flight pack that we got, the 3 different joints that was like before,
Yes.
dance, and afterwards. That was actually, I think, my first experience with a queer-owned weed company. And
Yep.
the specific flight that we bought, I know some of the money from that went to, I think, Boston Pride.
And we're going to also have to, especially because that is a queer-owned marijuana company in Boston, put the name of that right
Farnsworth,
here.
I remember it was Farnsworth.
Yes, there we go.
Farnsworth.
Okay.
I don't have the
They
package here,
also,
but-
I believe, do stuff with Pride in Boston. It had like a whole little spiel about everything they do. So when we seen a queer weed company, then at a queer-owned dispensary,
too
we're
much.
like, take my money. What do you need?
It was too much. But 10 out of 10, I think, would recommend Ptown.
10 out of 10.
I usually, we're kind of bitches when it comes to traveling. We're not very impressed by much anymore. And I was beyond impressed.
Well, that's
and-
because we need to get you a fucking passport because the only places you can go are into the damn USA.
that is true, though. That is so true.
All right?
I want to go to Fiji, and you got to
Yeah,
go to
well,
Australia.
We'll start saving now, okay? But yes, I agree. I want to do things out of this country, and I definitely want to explore more. I love the USA, especially because we got our Frontier miles, so we get our cheap flights and everything. Yes, we fly Frontier. Don't
Yep.
judge us,
Don't.
okay?
Don't knock it
judge
till
us.
you try it.
Okay. But yeah, we definitely need to explore.
I'm Delta poor, but Frontier rich.
LOL. A couple more places in the U.S. We definitely got to get your booty out of this country.
Oh, please, I would love to. You know, I'm always down for traveling. South America has always been a big goal of mine. Just about anywhere, to be honest with you. I don't know about Antarctica. I don't really like. the
Yeah,
cold
I
too
think I'm
much,
good on her
but
too.
We'll save her for the end.
But in closing, I would say Provincetown is somewhere where, regardless if you are a straight listener, a queer listener specifically, definitely would recommend it. But whoever you are out there, check it out because you are going. If you're a Trump supporter, that's probably not the place for you. Actually, I will
No,
say
don't go
that
there.
right now.
Don't go there.
But pretty much anybody else, you are going to have an incredible time. There is so much to do. You will not be bored. If you're into nature, there is hiking, there is whale watching, there is just so many other things that we just didn't have the time to do. So we'll definitely be going back.
We didn't even do the beach. Like,
No,
there's a beach.
we literally walked the beach for a second. We were just trying to occupy as much time as we possibly
Yeah.
could with everything.
Yep. And then the place that we went to for the tea dance, they have a pool that's open with the bar that you can go
Yep,
to
we
during
didn't
the
get to go in the
daytime. Like,
pool.
there's so much fun stuff that you can do. It's literally like a perfect little resort vacation. It a lot of our family and stuff goes to like the Jersey Shore towns and stuff, and they feel like it's a getaway, and they feel like this, and like since we've been flaming.
Yeah.
Don't know how to enjoy those experiences too much anymore besides like the quick bar hopping or whatever.
Very, very that.
So,
It's tough at those shore towns where it literally is. I will say Seaside was the worst I've ever seen. Just Trump.
I mean, Wildwood's just as bad, yeah.
It's true. Wildwood I thought like was a little better. Seaside was crazy, girl. That was nuts. But yeah, in closing, I would say that Provincetown is a place that I will definitely be going back to. I recommend it to anybody listening, unless, like I said, you're voting for Trump in this election. Not the place for you.
Yeah, you won't feel very welcome at all.
But I guess next week we can pick back up with our actually scheduled plans, which we'll talk about next week. But this was a fun little break. This was so random and raw. I mean, we literally
get to
just
see
got
you
back.
out of drag.
I
Look at
know,
this.
right?
Look at
I know.
this.
Ah! With no makeup on whatsoever.
Not a dollop.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you want to check out past episodes, head to fortheloveofdrag.com. But for now, it's your girl, boy, gender's a social construct, Astala Vista.
And I'm Jimmy Boone.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
And last but certainly not least, we'd like to thank our Call Me Mother sponsors, the one, the only Barbara Rambo, hey Barb, Kathy P, and the Drag Fan 27 for supporting the pod. Thank you guys so much. We will be back next week with a brand new episode, the episode that we were supposed to be doing this week. So we will chat about that then. But until next time, hasta la vista for now.
Bye-bye.